Okay. Hello. Um, hi. So this is me about 2 weeks, roughly. I think it's even closer to being like the week, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, post starting university. Hey. So today it is January 27th is a Tuesday at 1:52. Like, Diana, why are you at home on a Tuesday at noon? The truth is that it's actually been snowing really badly. Well, it actually stopped snowing. So over the course of like, what was it? I think it might have been like Saturday, no, like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday-ish. It was snowing really, really heavily here in Texas and across like most of the like south, I guess. It's been snowing pretty crazy. Um, and so it actually hasn't been snowing. Truthfully, it's been icing, which is like really insane. Which basically means that like there is like a layer of like dusty little powder on top of like 4 inches of ice, like covering the ground. So like you can't really drive unless like you just can't really drive, period, honestly, because it's just all ice. Like you could ice skate on it. Like I've tried. I've been like, woo, wee, like but yeah, you pretty much can't do much of anything out there without slipping and falling on your butt. So yeah, pretty much been stuck at home since actually no, it started kind of snowing on Saturday, if anything. Um, but yeah, since Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then today. Um, but yeah. So that's why I'm not in school right now. Just haven't been in school because it was snowing, but I've been to school like the past 2 weeks now, and it's been a wonderful time. I've been having a really good time at school. I have like a TW banner up there. You can't really see it, and I have a Texas Women's Pioneer banner as well, like right above my laptop, which is cool. I changed the whole orientation of my room, so now like I have a desk chair. Whoop. And I also have a desk that I actually use as a desk, not a nightstand. Um, my bed is orientated this way now, which I think is pretty dope. There's a lot of room towards the center of my room now, which I like actually, because I feel like I'm kind of like a person who needs like a lot of like space. Even though I'm like really kind of cramped up in this corner doing my stuff, studying and whatnot, I think that having a lot of space over there is like pretty dope. So I can just like do whatever, get up and stretch and do all the things I have to do. Um, yeah, school's been pretty cool. Honestly, like I love it. I think it's just the most beautiful place on earth, if I'm being honest. But that's also because I just haven't been to a lot of places on earth. No, I'm lying. Uh, it's just the most beautiful campus on earth. I'll say that much. It's amazing. It's just so well taken care of, and everyone is super nice there, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty chill place to be. Let's see. It's been fun. It's been nice. I've made like two friends so far, which pretty happy for. Even if like we're only hanging out like a little bit here and there, like I'm just happy that I know people on campus and everybody's just being super helpful and kind. Uh this is this is Daniel with his niece, which is cool. Very cool. I cut my hair pretty recently, so I think it looks pretty dope this way. I like this curl. I've never liked it when my hair does that, but now that I've started like parting my hair this way, I think I like it. I like it pretty decently okay that way. My birthday just passed January 16th. That was like a bit over a week ago, like a week and a half ago. I had a lot of fun. I was just hanging out with my friends. It was my 21st birthday, which I didn't do anything really crazy for. Well, I did crazy things for my birthday. Like, it was like, okay, we're all gonna go out and have dinner, and then we're gonna do karaoke. And that was like the crazy aspect of everything. But as for like drinking and all that, I think it's not the time. Especially because I'm trying to be really focused on school right now. Because, yeah, I'm just really, really grateful for the opportunity to go to school for free right now. Yeah. What else? I'm gonna go see Pink Panthers in concert this April, which I'm so excited for. I'm trying to go to Chicago in March so I can be with my uncle. And of course, be in Chicago because I love Chicago. It's really an amazing place to be. Um, what else? I meant to like take a little vlog of like my first day on campus, but I kind of flopped. This is the this is me on campus. But it was really hard to take any kind of like video on campus just because I feel like everybody was always everywhere all the time. Um, yeah. What else? Yeah. Um, life's been pretty crazy. I'm gonna start student teaching in like February, which is pretty dope. Um, because I've never done anything like that before, and it is required for my class that I'm taking right now, Schools and Society. Um, but I'm very excited for this like incredible learning experience. I've been going a lot through these like big like don't back out moments in the past couple of months. In the past year, really. Like it's been a really big year for me to like go all the way and put myself at like the forefront of exactly what I want in life. Like back in like May or June or something like that, I quit my job at State Farm. Um, so I was really tired. I was tired of taking care of somebody else's like um life, really. I was just like, damn, I have so much more life left to live. And it started from a place where I was like, I'm tired of wearing slacks. I'm tired of going to the office. I want to be young and turnt. But then I was like, that's not actually what I want. I don't actually want to be young and turnt. I just want to be like me. I want to have the options to be me. I want to have the options to do what I want. I want to have the option to wear jeans. It's crazy that it all came from like, it kind of started from like a what clothes are you wearing standpoint and kind of evolved into me being like, I want to build up my career starting today. Like, I want to start really working on my own career and not just working on fixing yours, you know? So, yeah, I quit my job there, but I already had another job lined up working retail, which has been it's been interesting, but it's good. Truly, nothing terrible to say about it. Nothing great to say about it either. I don't really care, but at the same time, like this is kind of what I'm looking for, you know? I'm looking for just like mundane, just looking for I don't know. It's so broad and hard to explain because I'm like, oh, I can't complain, but I do complain. I complain a lot. Um, what else? Um, started working at this job, which I'm really happy with. I get paid significantly less, but I feel like I've saved significantly more just based on the fact that I'm not like investing so much into this job, which is great. Um, what else? Um, yeah, right after I quit there, and I was just working on summer classes. The conversation at school, like at my community college, started to come up where it was like, okay, like you're done here, you're ready to transfer. And so that was pretty huge for me to hear that like everything actually worked according to plan. Well, not according to plan. I'd actually been through like a lot of ups and downs when it came to community college. For example, something that I had never really like shared with a lot of people maybe like a good handful of like my closest friends only know this, but I had been suspended from community college for like a semester. Um and that was pretty close to after I graduated from high school. So it was very weird to go from like this high of like graduating from high school. That was like a huge high for me, that whole like period of time. And then to go into like the mundane of like working into State Farm, and then all of a sudden like my grades are failing because I'm so focused on work and all this other stuff. And I would try and communicate to my professors like, I just have a full-time job. Like I'm just working so hard and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And at this point I was paying for school out of pocket. So it was, well, actually, no, at this point I wasn't paying for school out of pocket. So I was just like, yeah, I'm trying to like work full time. So if I needed to, like, I can afford school, right? And I can save up to transfer. My professors were just like, well, you're never going to transfer if you have bad grades. Like, you need to like actually sort out what your real priorities are. Like, you can either work or you can study, but you can't really do both. Right. So I did get suspended for a semester. I think it was like s- spring 2020, 2024 or something like that. Yeah, it might have been like spring 2024 that I was suspended for a semester. And then after that, I came back and I was just like full force trying to like work on all my classes and stuff. And that semester taught me a lot about like, first of all, like to take a step back, right? It taught me a lot about taking a step back, which is crazy because I say all these things and I'm like, I already knew all these things, but to apply them is really hard for me. So I did learn just to like take a step back from, uh, um, that's it. Just like take a step back from the fucking rat race. I don't know, like, um, prioritize prioritize everything. That just taught me a lot about that too, which I hate to admit. I hate to admit that I had to learn such simple lessons in such a hard, big way that cost me a lot of money. Because after this suspension and I come back to school, they're like, okay, yes, like you're ready to come back to school, you're ready to apply for classes again. However, you do have to be paying for your classes out of pocket now because you did lose a lot out of that suspension, right? Like you weren't keeping up the grades in order to keep up like your scholarship. So it did cost me a lot at the end of the day to prioritize work so much. Um, which is crazy because the whole reason I was working was to afford school. Right? And so I decided to focus more on school after that, after I came back. And I even like found this amazing counselor who she just kind of like really empowered me to like show up to her office and be like, hey girl, like I know we signed up for this class 3 months ago, but I just started it this week and I can't do it. Like I know I can't do it. Like I know it's impossible for me. So like we need to work out something else, right? And she was just very empowering to be like, okay, no, yeah, if you know that this is good for you and you know that you're going to like you know that this is that this is the way that you're going to get successful, right? Because like one bad class will drag down all my other classes, right? So I was just kind of like, yeah, we need to cut this one, we need to cut that one, like we need to rearrange the whole thing. And she was just very like helpful in that way. She did end up getting like, I don't know what happened to her honestly, but she is doing her own practice now, which is wonderful. It's amazing because I know that at the end of the day, like working for the community college district that she was working for, it was very restrictive. So yeah, she was amazing because she really put me on the path to transfer and she opened up the conversation to transfer, period, right? I had always like in my head and out loud said like, oh yeah, when I'm done with community, like I'm gonna transfer, I'm gonna transfer. But she was like, where are you gonna transfer? And I was like, oh, stop. You're asking follow-up questions. You're not supposed to do that. No, not supposed to do that, right? And so it was not up until I met her that she was really like, well, where are you going to transfer? What do you want to do when you transfer? Like, hello? And so, yeah, she just kind of got me thinking a lot more about like what I want to do for real, for real. And so, yeah, once I got my head in the game about like all my grades and all this stuff, then she set me on the right path to where I'm able to manage like my own classes and I'm able to manage my own grades and my career and like all this stuff, which is really wonderful and really amazing. What else? So, yeah, I left that job at State Farm and then I worked my job at retail. And they've been super duper flexible when it comes to my schooling, which is just the most wonderful thing ever. That's all I can ask for. And yeah, no. I started applying for schools. I started applying to schools, I think in October, um, which is not that far from now. It's like um 3 months ago, I think. 3 months ago-ish, I guess you could say, 3 or 4 months. And it's really mind-blowing to think that like in just 3 or 4 months, my life changed like this. The whole reason that I even wanted to do like a video like this, I guess, and the reason I was like even filming myself on the first day of school where I really didn't get good clips was because like 6 years ago I did a similar video. Excuse me, I had just had a big glass of coffee. Anyway, about 6 years ago, I did a pretty similar video of me starting like my first week of freshman year of high school. That was a very, very long time ago. And I, I don't know. It's a good thing. I think it's good to keep all these things and keep track of all this stuff. And I guess instead of like filming everything that happened, it's kind of good to like just talk about it and divulge into it and like really see what where my head's at. Because I think where my head was at the time, and like my head doesn't need to be at anywhere at 14. I don't need to have thoughts or plans or any of that nonsense at 14 years old. I really don't. But where my head was at 14, I don't know. I think I was just so like amazed by high school. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And I am still excited. I am still amazed by all this stuff, but I have like a goal at the end of the road in mind, and I'm just so freaking blessed that Texas Women's has like given me an opportunity when a lot of schools didn't, you know? And also that they've given me the funds to where I genuinely feel like a college student, where I'm like, I don't have to worry about my debt. I don't have to worry about paying it off. Like I can just show up and be there and try my best and work my hardest. And if the job falls off, if my shitty little stupid job falls off, then that's okay. It doesn't really matter. Like financially, I feel so supported. And that's not to say that Dallas College did nothing for me. They did a lot of really good things for me. A lot of really good things. I am so grateful. I'm supposed to be receiving my associate's degree soon, so that's wonderful. Well, I'm supposed to be like actually getting the physical paper soon. I already have the degree. Like it's all mine. But the actual physical paper of having the associate's degree, it's en route. I don't think I'll see it for like another 2 or 3 months, but it's okay. Um, but I am very grateful that I was able to earn my associate's degree from Dallas College because community college was just like an amazing preparation for the real world. And I feel like I have a really good balance of like what the real world kind of looks like and for what university life kind of looks like because at the end of the day, like I do feel like out of place in the classroom. I feel like everybody knows that I'm not supposed to be here sometimes. But I am. I am, and I earned it just as well as everybody else earned it, and I didn't earn it the same ways that everybody else earned it. Some people might have come here, because they play basketball really well or because they took all AP classes in high school, and I sucked in high school, honestly. Like, I went through a lot of shit in high school that, put me behind. Um, Even though I'm smart and determined, just like being out in the real world for like a couple years, like 2 years or so, really put everything into perspective for me, to be able to like think to myself, like, damn, like I need to get this degree. I need to get this degree because I do not want to be doing this forever, honestly. Like, that was like a huge one for me. It's just like every day kind of towards me quitting became like a little more of a reminder that like if I don't get this degree and I can't start doing what I really, really want to do, I'm screwed for life. Um, that's really dramatic, honestly. Like you can turn your life around at any point, which is like wonderful. That's like part of the reason that I chose TW as well. Um, because I've like firsthand seen what this university has done for people well into their real world, well into their real lives. And yeah, wonderful institution. Um, yeah, it's so wonderful going to like a women's college, a women's university, because everybody's just so friendly and so nice. And honestly, like the influence of men is just like out of the picture, honestly. Like everybody's just really focused, is what I'm like coming to realize. Everybody's so in the zone, and that's wonderful. And I am just so happy for everyone. Um, and yeah, um, I don't know if everybody else is as like starry-eyed about going to university, but I am. And I never shut up about that. You know, like I'm not a college student, I'm a university student because I worked really hard to go to university. I've been a college student. Okay, I've been that for the past 6 years now. And now I am a college student or a university student. Shit. Yeah, you see, I keep forgetting. But yeah, I love my Daniel. He's been wonderfully supportive through all of this. And then what else? Yeah, no, it's just been a really good time so far. Um, yeah, the fact that I've had to go from October to January and just like go, like once you submit this application, there is no turning back. You have to go to university. That was a really hard thing for me to rack with because with community college, I was just like, okay, one more class. Like we can take another semester. Let's go another semester, right? But it wasn't until I was like, I need to do this. I need to finally do this. That's when I was like, there's no turning back, you know? And I'm afraid of change, even if it's good for me. I'm afraid of what I want because I'm afraid that it's everything I've ever wanted and then it's gonna end. I'm afraid of a lot of things. I really am. Um, yeah, I'm afraid of lots and lots and lots of things, if I'm being honest. So I was actually really afraid to apply to university, kind of because of what would go wrong, right? I was afraid that I would get in and that I didn't have like all the paperwork together and so they wouldn't let me in, or I was afraid that I would get in, but they're not accepting applications for now, so then I'd have to wait a whole semester. And I was afraid that yes, I would get in, but something would just get in the way. Like, oh, you need to dorm and you don't have enough money to dorm, and no, that's too bad. You don't have any scholarships, you don't have any money, then you're done, you're cooked. Um, so I was just always afraid that I would get exactly what I wanted and then it wouldn't work. I am afraid of getting my hopes up. I'm afraid of getting disillusioned. This time I was like, if I don't do it, and if I don't pay attention, if I don't go through all the mess ups, if I don't go through all the hiccups and all that, then I'll just never know. And so I'm a history major technically. Well, I'm supposed to be a history major, right? History, minor in education, 4 through 8, right? So that's pretty cool, if I'm being honest. Um, History is not something that I thought about or considered until maybe, well, it was kind of like in the back of my mind. I kind of always wanted to teach English, but when I spoke to that really amazing counselor from Dallas College, she said that English teachers don't get paid super, super well, and that if I'm going to do something, I really should do history. Like, if I'm not into the STEMs, then I really should take on history. And honestly, like, it's just been growing on me more and more ever since then. And so now I'm a history major with a minor in education. 4 through 8, and honestly, like, I've always considered teaching high school, but the more 4 through 8 has kind of caught up to me, I'm like, "No, actually, I think my heart is in middle school." My And that's been a weird thing to talk about for a while now, like, ever since people are like, "Oh, what's your major? What grade do you wanna teach?" And I'm like, "Oh, I really like middle schoolers." Like, shut up. There is no there is no sane way to talk about which grade you wanna teach, okay? Because it's weird, you know? It's hard to talk it's not hard to be like, "Oh, I would like to teach middle school." That's not the hard part. But it's just like, why do you wanna teach middle school? That's the really interesting part. Because I don't know, I'm just like, damn, like, high school is, like, way too, like, close to age for me, to the point where I feel like I need there to be a divide in authority, right? And I don't think that I'm ready like, I don't think I'm equipped for that divide just yet. Maybe, like, much, much further down the line, I will be to where there's, like, a very clear age divide, then that would be, like, an option that I can explore. But for, like, a divide in authority and also not having to deal with, like, super, super young little kids, which I don't really like super, super young little kids, that's not my thing, and I've been pretty firm on that ever since teaching even came to mind to begin with. Teaching came to mind to me in, like, senior year of high school, which is pretty insane that I just, like, all of my developments in life are brand new, but they're developments that I'm like, "You know what? Even if I'm not entirely sure, I need to roll with it." 'Cause that's how I'm gonna get somewhere. I can't keep being insecure. I can't keep being unsure of what I want, because then I'm gonna get nothing. I'd rather have something that I am maybe somewhat interested in than nothing. And that somewhat interest has snowballed into, like, this amazing, great, like, I really want this, you know? So, that's been amazing. Um, I know it's not always gonna be like this. I know I'm not always gonna be, like, this, like, starry-eyed about starting university, um, but yeah, what else is there to say? I feel like I've been talking for a long time. Usually when I sigh like that, it's not because I'm like upset or like distressed or anything. It's because I need to like catch my breath, release my breath, you know? Um, what else? Yeah, with student teaching, I just they were like either you have to sign up for student teaching and you have to do all these steps or just drop out of the class, right? And that's the easy part. Dropping out of the class would be mad easy. But I would lose a ton of money from that, of course. I would lose an amazing, great opportunity. And so I'm like, you know what? It cost me $0 to throw my hat in the ring, take a shot in the dark, and just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna sign up for student teaching. And then I did, and then I got accepted, and now I need to reach out to some middle school so I can go ahead and start student teaching, which I am very, very excited about. As somebody who wants to be a teacher in the future, I probably really shouldn't be saying like fuck it and shit and like all this other stuff so much. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm pretty sure my YouTube is private, so that's fine, I think. Um, what else? You know, take a shot in the dark. Don't be afraid. Probably don't dorm. Don't dorm either. I think maybe in the future I could get an apartment or something, but I'm very lucky that I had just turned 21 at the very cutoff where they were gonna stop making people dorm, right? So it's like under 21, you have to dorm. Over 21, you can do whatever you want, right? So I was just over 21 like a week after school started. So all the counselors were like, yeah, you're fine. Just keep going. Right. So they kind of like let me pass through a lot of the stuff that I was required to do. And so that's wonderful because, girl, when I was talking to my 19-year-old friend and she was telling me that she was dorming and she showed me her bill, it was like $6,000 for the dorm for the semester, and then $200 for the parking permit, which I will have to get a parking permit eventually. That's beside the point. That's nor here nor there, as they say. Um, and then the meal plan. The meal plan was mad expensive, bro. So basically, meal plan consisted of she got like the most basic one too, where it was like 10 meal swipes a week and like $300 in like dining dollars. And that shit cost her like $2,000, bro. I was fucking pissed. Because what do you mean you pay $2,000 and we give you $300 back and then like some meal swipes that you might use? Bitch, shit pissed me off so bad. I was like, I'm gonna pray for you, girl. And then she talks about how loud it is in the dorms. And then I was in her dorm the other day. Bro, her bed is lofted like 4 feet in the air. Like, imagine me, right? And then her bed is like up to here. Up to here. Like, imagine you had a long, hard day of being at school. You gotta go like, and then getting off. I almost died 3 times. Anyway, but it seems like a fun social experience. Like everybody who lived in the dorm area, like around her, was actually like very cool and chill and nice. So socially, it seems amazing. But as somebody who is like a control freak, like I'm so greedy. I have extra unused space in my room just in case I want to like stand in it, you know? So I think this is the point of the video where I'm kind of starting to lose sight of like the fact that I'm probably just gonna be uploading this like to my YouTube for anybody to view. Um, yeah, life is insane. Life is crazy. Um, but that's fine. That's cool. It's dope. I love it. I love my life. Again, you know? Soon Daniel's gonna join me. Stateside by Zara Larson and Pink Panthers has been amazing. Music has just been incredible. Music has been awesome. ASAP Rocky put out that album with Tim Burton, mind you. I didn't know Tim Burton was part of this project, so that's pretty amazing. I'm trying to listen to more, like, trying to tap back into who I used to be, honestly. Um, life's crazy. Back before I did that 2 weeks into freshman year video, I was just like a completely different person, and not just in the sense that time changed me. It was in the sense that a very clear division of my life occurred when I was in freshman year versus somewhere in sophomore year and beyond. Um, and if you know, you know. But yeah, there was an actual specific divide in which that occurred. And so now this is my life. And my room is not orange anymore, as you can see. Um, Lots of things have happened. Unfortunately, Magdalena passed away about 3 years ago, and almost 3 years ago. And then that wasn't like the big divide, I guess. But this divide made it so that that person I used to be, just there is no more trace of that within me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, honestly, but everything I've learned from then is like me now. I just feel like everything from before is completely scrapped. And that's not me like growing or evolving or anything like that. That was quite literally just like time doesn't stop for anyone or anything, but something about like the time definitely changed, you know? So, I don't have any advice. I think at one point I would be like, so here's my advice. I really don't know if that was me or not. Um, advice. I don't have advice. Advice for me is to keep throwing myself into situations that I want to be in and not care about the outcome, not care if it goes wrong or right. Because right now I'm like 3 for 3 on like big life changes that are going really well for me. So that's pretty dope. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much my life now.